That's why I didn't. The guy blew me off. The first thing I thought was the thing is I got 6 different notifications. Hour before, 15 minutes before, 10 minutes before, 5 minutes before, and emails. That be ready at 3. You know what I'm saying? So I was ready. Then I was like,
What is the fucking problem with this?
Then I was like, maybe since Tennessee is 1 hour behind.
Fuck this wicked.
This. You know what I mean? So I waited till 4. And I waited all the way till 4:30.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you'll get a message from them.
Oh, I mean, I sent on a message every single avenue I possibly could.
No, this fucking thing, man. Fuck!
What do you want me to do? Anything?
Oh, this cock-sucking pile of shit!
Where'd you guys get it?
Jesus, fuck! What the fuck is wrong with this fucking wicked fucking thing, man? Fuck! Jesus Christ! All right, that's it. We're already live. And, we're just not fucking around with it anymore. Here's the fucking, flag. Let's get under that. I don't mean to be a fucking shithead about it, but I just lost my patience with the whole fucking thing. Right, it's garbage. Typical garbage buying the United States. Fucking garbage. Oh, shit. Alright. Fuck. I made a really bad energy here. Okay, I'm just upset because, oh yeah, you just pay like $100 for it, and it'll go all the way up to the ceiling, and it'll stay there, and you can use it. Yeah. Garbage. Everything is garbage. All right, I'm sorry. My name is Richard John Walters, and this is Kiki McBride, and my friend Barrett Black. I'm sorry. I'm just really flustered tonight. And we are the Don't Look Down podcast. And this is number 21.
Do your glasses.
Oh, the glasses.
Over there.
Oh, thank you. All right. Sorry, after that roaring interruption.
Introduction.
Oh, God. Oh, man. They just come out and I don't even try. Oh, dear. Help me. All right, so we were, like we said sort of last week, we're going to talk about this whole Red Dragon thing. And, all right, well, okay, first of all, the Coexistence Coalition is a political party or movement. We haven't decided yet, quite frankly. We're going to come up with a candidate or a party. And then if we have a party, then we'll elect a candidate with delegates and all that fun stuff. We're going to make a democracy right here with our own hands. Right, kids? Because we don't need the Democrats and Republicans. We're done with them for various reasons. All right, so that's the grist. And you guys say, well, how can you guys be serious? Well, right, we got to get money. Someone has to call, like, that Hillary Clinton chick up in Western New York, wherever she is, and tell her this Coexistence Coalition is coming alive, and we just need a little moolah to get us going. But what really, now, we'll talk about our political planks later on, but we said we're going to talk about this Red Dragon theme tonight, which we talked a little bit about last time, and the whole thing is to get, Mark Marone said Joe Rogan and those guys have changed the culture. It's cool now to beat up on people. Ho, ho, ho. You see him when he walked up to Trump after the election? Oh, they're like, big bros, man. Yeah, brother. Big gangsta. Sick. They're fucking. I didn't know that fucker was 5'6". When I meet him, I'm gonna fucking challenge him to fucking sparring, man. I know that I could beat his ass for that much.
Maybe in his platforms he's 5'6".
Oh God, he's the worst. Ugh.
But you have to take into consideration that he is preying on people that want that doom scroll, that want to pretend that that is the way that the world is. We touched on toxic masculinity. He literally is the torchbearer.
I don't know how the fuck that guy ever became cool. He did MMA stuff a long time ago, which is cool, I admit. But that fucking shit used to be on with everybody eating shit and, you know what I mean? Like the Fear Factor, whatever factor. Oh God. And then he's a comedian. He's not really that funny.
Well, what you remember, he's very much like Jimmy Carr. So it's not like this dude does not have a brain. He is a smart person because he's using his smarts. So his comedy was, tell me anything, I'll try to be the most well-read of crap, because no one that goes to his show is actually smarter than him, because anytime somebody is smarter than him, you see that person cut out, you see security, walk them out the door, you see them saying. So that is how, when you prey on people that are vibrating at a low frequency, you can get on, and you just keep doing it and doing it. Fear Factor, right? Yeah, eat a bunch of slugs. Oh, somebody dies from liver cancer. Why? Because you're not supposed to eat slugs. You're not supposed to eat insects. You're just not. But, for $1 million, do whatever.
I rail at these fucking podcasters who are like these political fucking maven. Is that the right word? Do you see these assholes? Tim Dillon. Who are these other assholes? Joe Rogan. Who are the other fucking cocksuckers? Dave Smith, is that his fucking name that showed up at the White House? How does it feel to be used like a tool, you fuckers? You got used.
I think that's the whole point, and that's the whole point.
They're laughing at you. Sorry.
No, no, we're attacking.
You think it's the whole point? Sorry.
That's the whole point. So if you attack people's weaknesses or things they can't change, then you get them out of character because they already know that's their weakness, and then they act in a different way. They act out.
Yeah.
It's called reactive abuse, actually.
And then
Provoke people in that way.
Then I have to bring up my own research again. There was this Milgram experiment. You might have watched this back in high school. Well, I'm like 12 years older than you. But the experiment goes like this. They brought in a subject, and the teacher and the subject, who was an actor, they met together ahead of time, and the teacher and the subject knew or understood that they were going to learn. And what would happen when they did this experiment where this teacher, they got off the street because they were doing a social experiment. They wanted to see how far human beings would inflict pain on each other. So what would happen was the teacher would administer electroshocks that the actor would act out. And just to make this, it's the Milgram experiment. You have to look this up. But 60% of the people did the electroshock all the way to the end, as if receiving the other end, receiving 350. They weren't even like moving at the end. Like they were dead for all they knew. And people were actually laughing while they were doing this. They're sick. So that's this. And I maintain that there's the 40% who won't hurt their fellow human beings, and then there's 60% who fucking will, and there's 30% in the middle, and we got to grab their attention. That's my theory.
And remember, they did depict this in the first Ghostbusters with Bill Murray. And
Did they do
I didn't know that he was going to get electric shocks
Right, yes.
when they
you're
were doing
right.
the second. Like, literally, they depicted it. They showed people. And they also showed people, because I thought Harold Ramis was a genius, they showed people that were smart enough and understanding walking away from that. Like, it's in the movie. So, that's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. So we have.
It's a real thing.
Well, I feel like the human race, like, this is my philosophy, man. Like, we are primates and we need to take the affirmative step. We have freedom of choice and we must make an affirmative step to be good, kind people that love. I mean, that's, otherwise we are chimpanzees. Sorry about that. All right, man, let's talk about, all right, now I'm going to bounce all over the place. I want to talk a little bit again about this. I just love talking about this. Here's what they call it. The Y chromosome bottleneck that occurred from 5,000 to 7,000 years ago, or 3,000 to 5,000 BC. Okay, so there was a catastrophic crash in male genetic diversity. One theory is generations of fierce warfare between groups organized around male ancestry at that time killed rival men and assimilated the women. And that sort of explains how, they would take all the women and children or whatnot and kill all the men. And then, so I thought personally that it was interesting. Remember these Venuses? You guys, the fat Venus statues and stuff? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, they find those 35,000 years ago and up until a certain point, they kind of get rid of them. You think, what are those Venuses for? Is it sexual? These women are really huge and whatnot, And
Was she pregnant?
but no,
Yeah.
well, they could be anyways. Yep. One theory I had was about abundance. These were statues that were made to hope for abundance or pray for abundance or something like that.
Absolutely.
And then when you have these men go nuts and start killing each other, well, that's sort of those statues, those Venus statues, sort of disappeared. My theory, and what comes after that is the hierarchies and stuff. And I maintain that that's the male, or the feminine is democracy. The male wants to rule by the patriarchal line, men first, oldest first or whatever, and the female instinct is to let's share, let's spread the decision-making out, let's nurture, let's care, and maybe that's what they had, or 10,000 BC in those times. They talk about Göbekli Tepe and how it appears that these layout of these settlements were very egalitarian, and later on turns into these mounds and the hierarchical stuff like that. All right, now what exactly was I bringing up with this really important stuff? The spirit of women knows the destructive war. Democracy prevents the hierarchies, prevents wealth being locked up. Our Lady of Democracy. All right, so I guess we have to, maybe we wanted to talk about, all right, Rich, if you're a fucking walking example of good masculinity, and so maybe you know what male toxicity is or whatever, bad masculinity is. Toxic masculinity, I think we can agree on, is it's not a numbers game. Promiscuity is toxic masculinity. Now, listen, I was thinking about this a lot. A lot of women, they say that they hate guys that are promiscuous, and yet I think they think they're really cool. Promiscuous guys are hot guys to some women. I don't know.
Well, because it's the conquest.
I hate everybody.
I think it's the conquest.
All right.
People are people, and and they want to be the one who's chosen. They want to be the winner. They want to be important.
Oh God, social groups and whatnot.
And it's not like there's not women out there that are just as promiscuous as men, if not more, and promiscuous with men and women. I'll give you an example. I was in Aspen. I got a doctor's appointment after a hockey injury, and the doctor said to me, "Oh, I guess you're not promiscuous." And I said, "No, I'm not." "Why do you say that?" "Because in this small town, there was this one specifically sexually transmitted disease that was going everywhere.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I can't just say, oh, it was some guy. I can't, because I cannot judge. I am not the judge or the jury. All I know is with me and my soul, what I hope is that people understand that love does not mean conquer.
Right.
I love it. There's an old adage that says women say I have sex for love. Men say I love you for sex. You know what I mean? I mean, it's something that is just this mantra that goes on. And how can we, as non-promiscuous people, because look, no one's bashing sex. I mean, it's the thing that everybody does since the beginning of time.
All is fair in sex and war.
You know? But
Love and war.
love and war.
Well, Freud is all
Sex
over the
and
place.
Oh, it's very like sex and war.
Where's that banana
Hey.
peel? What is
Well, it's all about sex anyway. Gives a crap.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's really not, but I will say this movement of free, do what thou wilt in accordance to the law, free, just doing whatever without the honor of thinking of your own consequences and the consequence towards the other human beings that you are just proliferating your whatever you have on them, whether it's emotional, whether it's sexual transmitted disease, where it's putting people into groups, whether it's trying to establish some sort of power trip, is what I think that promiscuity at the end of the day becomes. Notch on the freaking bed. You know, so that's what I'm thinking about when we talk about this groups in male toxicity when it comes to. Yes, you are correct.
Can I say something, please? You here? I'm sorry. I mean, no. Just something's on my mind.
Get it.
Fuck. Oh, Christ. Then there's gonna be someone that says, "Oh, fuck, Rich, you're just the fucking average frustrated chump, man. You just don't like fucking hookup culture, man. And you know you're a fucking pussy." And you know what? I just want to, like, I hate to confess this, but for years, man. I just wanted to find just one woman that I could ride it out with to the end, man. And, I actually think people look down on me locally here and poked a lot of fun at me. And, well, let's move on. Or I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. We were talking about, all right, the whole thing about guys getting laid and cooling it out.
Well, women are the same though. There are women who do this. It's a mentality. It's what some people find socially acceptable. And that's great. If that's how you want to interact with others, interact with other people who believe like that as well. Don't hurt somebody who didn't start the relationship for it to be just a one-night stand, right? Can we respect each other's belief system as well? And emotionally, you don't want to lead people on. You don't want to trick people into love when it's not. It's cruel.
I thought of a funny story. I once knew of a pro football player. His name was Boomer. And I once knew of another pro football player. His name was Pete. And allegedly, when they were in college, Pete was banging Boomer's girlfriend. Maybe I shouldn't say this. And I don't know. And then Boomer said, "Would you quit banging my girlfriend?" And Pete said no.
Is that their last name or their first name?
That's Pete and Boomer. Pete was banging Boomer's girlfriend. And when Boomer said, "Will you quit banging my girlfriend?" Pete said no. So what do you call that? That I'd say that's like being a prick. That's another male
Both of
toxin.
them.
No, here, I don't understand. Here, Boomer had a girlfriend.
Right.
Pete's banging.
Right.
Boomer says to Pete, quit banging my girlfriend, please. You know, Pete says, no, I'm not. I'm gonna keep fucking your girlfriend.
Yes, he's a douchebag. However, sounds like to me the boomer already knew that he was banging his girlfriend.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So to me, both footballers are douchebags. That's how I look at it. Hey, stop banging my girl. Instead of kicking the living crap out of them immediately upon finding out that you're having sex with the person that I'm into, that means, see what happens is in a football community, they're teammates. They're not going to do that because they have to play football together.
Right, that's right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
It happens in hockey all the time.
One guy's the quarterback, and the other guy's is the defensive tackle, man.
Sorry,
You know which
Vincent.
one?
Nobody spoke with her.
Yeah.
Nobody spoke with her about, the definition that they wanted for their relationship.
And she is doing both of them.
Yeah, but maybe those were the agreements in the relationship. Like, hey, I'm in love with you. I don't want you to sleep with other people. You can say that to people,
Yeah.
You can just be honest about it.
All right, what is other toxic masculinity? Prostitution.
Pimp culture.
Promiscuity. What's that?
Pimp culture.
Yeah.
Pimp culture?
Yes.
What is pimp culture?
The prostitution.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's usually, well, not anymore because you have, and you can just do it yourself, but most prostitutes need a pimp to protect them, allegedly. So that's that pimp culture. That's, that Iceberg Slim being glorified. And a lot of, I'm sure Joe Rogan did it. Dave Chappelle, I know, did a whole show on it, or at least a whole bit.
Well, there are books about it too, and the philosophy behind it.
Before,
Because you choose someone who's emotionally fragile,
Mhm.
you exploit them, you show them love maybe they never had. When you haven't been spoon-fed love, you lick it off a knife. These women know that love will come with pain, so they accept someone who they know is potentially explosive. Okay. And then they're manipulated. They're emotionally manipulated. as
and then they
well
have to make the
as-
money.
Right.
So then they're emotionally also dead when they're experiencing this sex that somebody's paying them for.
Right.
Then at the time when they want to get out of it, they are so emotionally drained and dead from it.
Right. You create the problem, then you solve it.
Mhm.
So and that's what happens here. They're also financially broken
Mhm.
because they're not making the money themselves.
Right.
Right, like, Kentucky, fraud is a fucking, engaging in fraud is fucking toxic masculinity, right?
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ, man.
You can go down the list with that shit. Excuse
Oh,
my French, but-
whatever.
Oh
man,
my
I'm just
God.
like thinking of like fucking guys hustling door to door, fucking home repair and shit like that. They're just
Mhm.
ripping off people, and guys selling stocks ripping off people.
Then there are people that dress up like the guys that do home things and then home invade people.
Oh,
Unlock a window or a door that they can come into easily.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't even look like you've been robbed, and then they rob from you quietly.
Mhm.
So when you go to check on your cufflinks, they're not there.
Right.
People don't even know how long they've been missing.
Right.
Your valuables that you put away.
somebody mentioned that the Rogan sphere hates single mothers, and that's a good point, man. I think back. Well, I don't know. I think guys should re-examine that. I think myself, I look back on life, and I used to think, if I break up with her, then I'll have to hurt the feelings of any kid she's had. Some guys think about things too much,
Well,
Shit
some
like
guys
that.
do.
Some guys do.
Some
Other guys
don't.
make more kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
you know.
That's right. Yeah.
And then the good guys, okay, so the good guys meet the woman that they love, but then the kid starts loving them, and something happens, or there's another guy that woman had a baby with that does not want to see that woman happy. So he decides to come in and destroy. I'm going to kill you if you come back over there. Then that kid is not getting that dad is being vindictive, so the kid gets no love from them, and then the kid has a bond with said man who must stay away because the dad of the other baby or whatever is literally being threatened.
Right.
And so that's why a lot of single men that should be with somebody that they love that is a single mom get afraid. I know for a fact that happens in Pittsburgh all the time.
Well, for years I was the poster child of who not to date. You know, I had 3 kids on my own, big age gap, really ugly divorce, a lot going on. And I knew that I couldn't devote time or energy to a relationship. I couldn't have Facebook, I couldn't have Instagram, because everything was a complication. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's real.
Yeah. Oh man, so then I was thinking about, okay, so we're doing this Red Dragon thing. This is an answer to, it's our answer to Q. Like, who in the hell made up Q? They like to beat up people, and they like conspiracy theories. You know, like, they were over in Friendship Park. They were everywhere, man. What was that gang, man? What set them fucking off? It was a psyops operation. So in a way, this Red Dragon is a good psyops operation because we want to instill a ethos of defending women, the weak and the poor. And we are manly men. We are knights, good sir. We are knights indeed. And well, you know, we wouldn't be the first organization. Well, then there's Knights of Columbus and all that, but we're Red Dragons, man. All right, so how do you guys have any ideas? Like, oh man, I talked about we could paint a house, and we could pick up some garbage, or women's shelters. And I was shocked when Christine told me that there aren't many operating women's shelters because of the problem with the men paramours, as it were, showing up.
So being the women, by the time you end up, domestic violence and trigger warning for anyone, is complicated and far-reaching. And a big part of the problem is revenge. So once you do leave, it takes up to 7 times to try to leave before you normally do leave. And by the time you do leave, usually the violence increases. So these women have nothing. They are with their children, and that they have to hide them, essentially, so people can't figure out where they are.
Yeah.
Right? There are centers for women, but it's complicated and painful. A lot of times, the things they ask for, if you want to donate, are as simple as underwear and socks and beauty products, because these women leave with the clothes on their back. Do you realize how frightened you have to be to leave with your children? How much has gone on, how much backstory there is.
Can't leave in your car.
Right. Yeah.
You can't leave in that because now people can put a thing right on your car and find you.
Right.
You know, I think that something that would be great when we're thinking about stuff like that is trying to have an undisclosed location that, I don't know how that could happen, but an undisclosed location where people could be housed temporarily, not forever, because that's not a good business plan. It just isn't. You can't have just, you know, but then some sort of way of funneling a safety tunnel, like we call it, like it's the Underground Railroad again, only above ground, but there's some way that we could find a solution by having people that can actually live in safety, without having like 2 Marines at the door, you know?
Right. You may have to change state, you have to change peer group. A lot of times your friends and family have already been threatened, and they're not safe if you're with them. So, and also part of the abuser's plan, MO, is to isolate you from people who would help you.
Yes.
So they triangulate, they create arguments, These are women who really, the first thing they need is safety, and then enough safety to regulate their nervous system to be able to find their skill set to rebuild. You know, you're dealing with the fallout of abuse with your children. It's complicated, and they need time. They need time to rebuild.
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah.
10 to 15 years, I think, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was the 15-year thing?
It's like a 10 to 15 year period when women leave an abusive situation to actually rebuild with your children. It takes a long time. That wouldn't mean we'd house them for 10 or 15 years. It means that you find a vocation where they can afford to live. In the first place, childcare, help for the children. It's not easy.
Right. Look, here's what they say, man. Think big, be big.
That's
Like,
right.
that's something.
Aim small, miss small.
You know, I don't know. Like, there's only 3 of us now, but there might be 300, you know, sometime in the future. And, like, if we get
If these
enough
issues,
people, you know, thinking the right, we get 300 people together, we could help some women's shelters.
Well, I'm sure we're not the only people who have this on our heart.
Right. You're right. Right. There
We
are.
can't be alone in
Right.
this.
Right. Well, we have to look that up, I guess. But that, yeah, it was enlightening to me. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. There's possibilities there. Oh gosh, so many possibilities. Barrett, I'm sorry I yelled at you before. I just burst. Like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. But
That thing.
right, it's
The
just my head
tripod.
blew up.
And the thing is, too, is like when you spend money on something, you expect it to work, and it doesn't. It's annoying. I'm a big boy. I've been yelled at before.
I didn't mean to yell at you.
He just yells in general.
It's okay.
All right. Well, like my head thinks about this whole women's shelter thing. Like, we could trade like Red Dragons to be security people or something. We could have like self-defense classes.
Motherfuckers
And
over
shit,
there.
man. We are Roofs. You know, man. Warriors come out to play. We're the Red Dragons, man. We'll kick your ass.
But that's not even a bad idea.
It's
because
really not. I was
a
like,
positive male role model. Maybe help these kids read. They need these children need a positive male role model. They need to heal, and they need to see that they can grow up to be a well-rounded, healthy adult.
now one thing that I will say is this. It is a slippery slope because I've been a single dad, but I've also been a school teacher. I've also done at-risk youth. Kids look for a male role model when they don't have it, and then they latch on to said male role model.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And then these kids are not trained in the idea of boundaries because they're not taught boundaries. They're like taught, I'm going to feed my family with McDonald's. I'm going to watch this crap. Here, sit in front of your iPad, you know, while I do something. So what I would do is I would definitely have people, male role models there, but they would be rotating male role models, usually bringing them in. We could write a grant to bring in male role models from another state, another country, somewhere else, and they're only there for a little bit in order to do something, but our female role models that are in there that give them the actual care, those people can be more of a, of course, everybody would have to sign non-disclosure agreements because you couldn't tell anybody where you're at or what you're doing. Like, my new thing is if somebody asks me what I'm doing, I say anything that I want because I don't want anybody's bad juju on me when I'm trying to do something positive. So that's what I think, because the last thing that we need is to have these male role models get latched onto from people that are needy of a male role model. There's plenty of good men out there, and we rotate these guys in on a volunteer basis, but then we empower women that maybe that are in the shelter long-term, a little bit longer term. They start working with the people that are coming in, people that are transient, that are coming in, coming out. This could be a pipeline of safety, a pipeline of community. It could be a pipeline of something that we could actually do that would teach, nurture, safety, and then people persevere through the tough parts, and then we'd be able to hopefully get them somewhere where they could be self-sufficient, self-sustaining, and doing something that not only gives them positivity, but also their family, whatever that unit is. So that's something I was thinking about.
Yeah, brother. Like just, I guess we have to get started by like a project, right? We, like you said this before last week, we have to show them we can do something, right? So I guess we have to, I don't know, man. We gotta think about men, and then maybe people who want to identify as men. I don't have a problem with that personally. And oh shucks, what do we do?
A good starting point would be for us to go and take classes or courses. I mean, it just is what it is.
Right.
You have to have education. You can't just willy-nilly throw. But the thing is what we do is show the progress of what we do, what we're doing. Because as a grant writer, people don't just give you money. You have to show progress of what our plan is, the implementation of said plan, and whatever the resolution and conclusion of said plan is. And that always per year gets updated by us educating ourselves, putting, going to these places and helping out, in whatever capacity that is. Now, we don't have tons of time because we have to also focus on what we're doing.
Right.
You can't just,
everything.
yeah. So those are just a couple things. I mean, that's something that we definitely should maybe do some research on.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it came out a little negative. You're right. We probably have to have some can you work with young people?
Mm-hmm.
Clearances.
I got all my clearances.
Right on that.
I had to get them.
You are the connection, I think. Here. So I had an idea about like going, like for instance, going over to like Northern Community College in West Virginia and bringing my book and having a whole talk about, toxic masculinity, and we are the Red Dragons. Rah! And we have some T-shirts around, and then we play some music, and then the next day we would go paint a house or paint a house.
Clean up a yard.
Clean up a yard, paint a house.
Have a mural done. We don't know the skill set of the people who'll be joining us either.
Yeah, it's like
And thing, I'm a big fan of delegating responsibility to the community that's at hand because we don't know anything or these people.
Right.
Maybe you do, but like I've known people like calling the cops on people helping. Like you're cleaning up the yard. They're like, "What are you doing here? We are so used to the yard being shitty. We want you out of here."
Right. Well, then
That's where you have to come in, breaking the silk glove.
Yeah, I was thinking like West Virginia there might be like a lot of people trying to do things there in Pittsburgh. Like maybe drive down to West Virginia, there might be more room projects for us to do or something. Yeah. I guess we got to talk about that, don't we? Indeed. Somebody. How you guys feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
You want to wrap it up maybe? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Real men apologize. I'm sorry, sir, that I raised my voice at you.
Not a problem.
All right. Thank you.
My brother.
Yeah, brother. And yeah. So life's a long, hard slog. Hope, keep up. You gotta bring the hope, man. What do you hope? What brings you hope? You hope for a world, a girl, a child, a job. Keep up your hope. Pray. And just keep going for it, man. All right? God bless you. And have a great day or evening.
No, hang in there.
Yeah, sorry. So, the high-tech guy. All right. And we're going to finish it.